Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to our little project called Tabletop for One. I am here with my We Roll Deep partner, Rob, and we're playing Dragon of Icespire Peak using the solo option, not solo, two player. I'm screwing that up. One player, one GM option.
Two humans enter.
Two humans enter. One sidekick leaves. Anywho, I'm going to have Rob introduce himself and remind us who he is playing, and then we're going to jump right on into the adventure.
I am Rob, aka Boba Fresh, and today I will be playing Soondiata, the half-elf traveling bard from the southern Africa-esque. I forget what they're called. Oh, geez, I wrote it down.
Katashaka.
Katashaka.
That's some I believe, like 3rd edition Forgotten Realms.
I literally forgot it.
Yeah.
And he has been sent forth by his Mansa to collect stories of the wild, frigid, cold north and tales of activity of flying white-scaled beasts have been rumored to be in the mountains near the town of Phandalin. And so I have taken my mandolin to Phandalin and plan to make a friend. Will you join us? We rolled it.
We rolled it. Yes, and you're with your sidekick, the manifestation of the spirits of your ancestors. These a variety of butterflies we have called the Amadlozi, which is ancestor, and they are spellcasters. So you came to Phandalin. A little bit of recap. You came to Phandalin, explored the town, started making friends, found out through various rumors and through the town master Harlan Webster that there is a white dragon had moved into the Sword Mountains, and by doing that and making it its hunting ground, that knocked the ecology for a loop. So everything's thrown into chaos, and the town master has been asking you to do a few errands that he's posted up on his board. The first one that you did was to go and visit Adabra Gwyn at the big stone windmill on Umbridge Hill to implore her to come back to town for safety's sake. Plus, she is the midwife, and there are quite a few families that they'd love to her to have to look into. And but going on your way there, you met a manticore, and persuaded it to not attack and eat you and Adabra Gwyn. By doing so, traded for some potion. It got healed. And then you made a bargain with Ashkurz the Terrible that come this next morning, you would return with a pile of meat as tall as you were. And Ashkurz said, make good on that promise, Elfling. Well, Ashkurz the Terrible will find you, and you will be my meal. And you came back to town, and I think the last place we left off is you rolled so well with your persuasion that the very paranoid, terrified Harbin Wester opened up his door, let you in, and you've been sitting with him having a kind of thing of mulled wine as he tells you a bit of the stories of the town of Phandalin, or the history of the town of Phandalin. And I think we will pick it up there. So you are sitting in his living room. These really warm tones. This wooden floor with this beautiful rug, and sitting in these big, high-backed, comfortable chairs, having this mulled wine, this sweet red wine with lots of spices in it. And he's, just finished telling you about the history of Phandalin, as well as the outskirts, which the ruins, as it once was, a place much more fortified, much larger, and I believe it was something like 100 years ago. He said it was fell victim to a raid of orcs, heroes from the long gone era, drove them back, and after so much time had passed, Phandalin started to rebuild itself with, as you see now, a variety of people coming from all across the Sword Coast. So, and that's what you do late into the evening. He even offers you a meal, and you all sit and chat throughout the night. Anything you wanted to role play or discuss with the town master here, or do you want to kind of fade into the next day?
Well, what I would like to do. Let's see what's up with Tobin. No, what I do want to remind you is that at the end of our last adventure, after my interaction with the Manticore on our way back to town, you rolled for the random location of where the dragon was, and the dragon happened to be in our square. And so the Manticore and the White Dragon got into an aerial bout.
Yes. You rolled a 19, which is Umbridge Hill, which is exactly where you were as the dragon came barreling down at you, but only to be punked at the top of his head by the Manticore, which of course was still not strong enough to fully tussle with it, and they went kind of dog fighting off into the clouds.
Gave the Manticore a little bardic inspiration to.
That's right.
To help urge him on his desperate battle to reclaim what was his, so the world can get back to its ways of normality, and I can get back to a warm bowl of stew. Bridge Hill. Let us talk with Master Wester. Master Wester. I saw also on the. I don't want to do my racist ethnic voice, so I'm going to hold off on that. Maybe next time I'll wear a kente cloth. Master Esther, where are you? On the board there was a posting about dwarves and a mine.
And he says, yes, he said, sitting there. Yes, there was, you see, there's these dwarven prospectors. They have found these ancient dwarven ruins, and in the mountains southwest of here. Most of them have returned to the town of Phandalin, but a couple have stayed behind. They seem to have been working on an archaeological dig, been seeking perhaps treasures and relics. You know how dwarves can be. They need to be warned that this white dragon has moved into the area. Yes, and he said, if you wouldn't mind taking that warning to them, Soondiata, as the butterflies are kind of, and they're very into this sweet mulled wine. They're like his little tongues, and he's, yes, I'd reward you just for doing that. It would be let's say 50 gold.
50 gold is 50 coin in crown are more than pleasant for my stays. The humble yet very pristine keepings of Master Stonehill in his inn have been much to my liking, and I'm sure that the crown that can flow into his coffer will be more than happy. So while I'm here, why not get a chance to see the sights, as they say, and perhaps get another vision of this giant white lizard that I saw flying through the sky.
Well, you're much braver person than I, Soondiata. I'd rather not catch any glimpse of that thing. Ugh.
I'm going to.
Mhm.
I'm like, I can't. That's right. This isn't Dungeon World. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna, give him a real shot in the arm. I was like, you're doing a great job in town. Little bit of persuasion, self-esteem persuasion. I want to make him feel better about himself.
Oh, okay. You're just using your skilled persuasion.
Nat 20.
Oh, what? As the night goes on and you've bumped him up. Yeah, tell me what you're saying to him. I mean, you already have done what so few in town can do, which is have him open the door and invite you in for a discussion. And you're kind of milling out over dinner. It's we'll say it's like it's beautiful, like spiced roasted lamb rack with these hearty tuber vegetables and soft bread. And he's discussing things with you. By now, you've broken into the good wine, the wine that is not the mulled wine, And he's chit chatting, and he's got his cigar ready for when the meal is done. Speaking of, we'll have brandies after this.
I haven't had a brandy before.
Yes. What do you say to the town master to fill him with such confidence with your natural 20?
I first compliment the meal, his warm and hospitable area. I notice on the bookshelves that he is a well-read man of many languages, and I pick up a couple of the notes, and I read some of his annotations, and I'm like, oh, that's impressive. Drinking my wine all the time, and when he goes to fix us some fruits and cakes, I sit down next to the open hearth that he has in the center, and I bring out some of my finer incenses and pipe weeds, and I sit down and we smoke and we discuss, and I compliment him on with the terror of this giant white beast that I saw. It's no lie. But the people in this town have their heads calm and cool about them, and I must say it must be due to the fine way that you have led them throughout these trying times. Even now, you attempt to get those that are far flung in the region back to a homestead of safety. And much like this hearth and this incense, the two go together. And then, a little...
Right. Yeah, a little added panache. Wonderful. All right. Yeah, he's looking much like, I mean, as the night has gone on, he's much more calm. There's a steadiness to his voice, and there's a bit of choked up, a little tear in his eye from the pride he feels that somebody is recognizing, at least some of his efforts, albeit having others do it for him, but he's trying as hard as he can to keep the town, And he's like, thank you, Soondiata. And he kind of pops down these tarts and a brandy, and cheers you. I'd say take an inspiration for that too. So.
Ooh, inspired.
I am inspired.
There's a button for that. That is dope. I then get one of his tomes, like a very Odyssey type thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This the the story of the Cyclops. The story of the Cyclops from the Undermountain, and it's a story about a Cyclops who is coming up from the Undermountain on the other side of town, and it was threatening. And then there was a very powerful mayor that clearly I'm going to use to identify with him, a King Leonidas type character that was able to repel. It's like, much like the Cyclops in the mayor. It's like really, it is. I want to bring him to a tear. I want to get that tear out of his eye, make him feel good, put him to sleep with a good emotional cry. Like I want to leave crying himself to sleep in a good way, in a good. He sees himself.
Yeah.
He saw me see him, so he can see himself.
Yes, I feel seen, he says. Soondiata. Yeah, give me a roll with that. That definitely sounds like performance. You're telling this story, this Kalamshani story, very 1001 Nights.
My performance is a 5, but I will use my inspiration immediately.
Yes. Immediately.
And that 17 will now turn to a 22.
I
like hold on.
And then it becomes yeah. Yeah, it's a very, it's he's transported to the land of intrigue itself, past the Sea of Swords, to the land of Kalamshan. And
I go full minor illusion on it.
Okay.
Illusion cantrip, and like out of the flames start
having
all this imagery dance up, and
he's Brandy is proud, and he is he's amazed he have befriended him, and I'd say probably after a while of this, he feels relaxed enough that he starts to fade to sleep in his big high backed easy chair. The stub of cigar, the last of the smoke putting itself out in the ashtray next to him.
I get what seems to be his most well-worn blanket.
Right. Just take it and put it upon his lap, and
I will leave. What do I have?
And by now it's good and late too. It's probably a little before midnight, maybe even a little after.
Yeah, I have a touch of sealing wax. I write him with my paper. I only have one sheet. I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah, I mean he's got a lot of stuff as well, and feathered quill and ink and whatnot in order to write these little jobs.
I write him a note, and on the outside I write, "When in doubt, open this note," and I put my seal on it. And on the inside it says, "You are Town Master Harbinger Wester, and that is enough."
And that's enough, right? That's his live, laugh, love. He's gonna crack that open. All right, and you put that on the little side table by him as he's peacefully in this low snoring. You can hear it kind of building up. He's deep into slumber now, and you let yourself out and close the door. and walk in a very it's beautiful now. The town itself is quiet. You know, it's after midnight, and you know you were there. It's not like us living in a city. There's not much light pollution, so the stars are out. It's crisp and cold still. The amanlozi flutter around and say, what a beautiful night, Soondiata. What a beautiful
Correct, correct.
town. A little cool, but beautiful.
I start to notice how the stars are different here, and the horoscopes tell different stories as we look into the sky.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And,
mm-hmm.
and we start pointing out the stars where where the ancestors live, and they
Mm-hmm.
point out their thing and our thing, and I don't know what
Yes.
the Milky Way looks like, and
Right. In Faerun, but it's there. It's
something
there.
tells me it's there. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
tells me it's there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I will discuss the good deeds that we had done with the day in
Yes.
regards of helping out Adabra and
Mm-hmm.
making a new friend and sharing the stories with the town master, because I figured out, I learned the history of the town, and that I can add that to my repertoire of stories that I will tell when I get back home.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then I'll make my way to Stonehill Inn.
Yes.
And if there's no ruckus or action going on
Yep.
in the main hall, and I will let people sleep. I don't need to entertain all. I don't have to be on
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite late. There's probably just the probably a young lad who looks after the place during this shift, and it's not like he can bring food or anything. It's more he's just there to, in case somebody needs to be let in or let up into their room and they don't have like the thing said. He's got everything, and you just see him sitting there. I'm sure he's sketching away at something, and he looks up and he's, evening, sir. And it's quiet. It's just him in this big like main hall, and he's saying, your room's all set, sir.
You said he was reading.
He's just sketching away.
Sketching. What
He
is he
looks to
sketching?
be sketching something. He is a he's actually sketching a like in his head what is like a gnomish almost looking like a kind of construction bot. It's like a barrel that he's sketching, and it's got like these servo arms and everything. And
I cast minor illusion cantrip, and like I have it, like the image of it, like come up off the page and like start dancing around for him, and
he's
then
oh
I do like a little.
yeah. At first he freaked out, but then he sees you doing it, and he's like, oh, this is wondrous, sir.
Keep up with the arts.
He's like, I am. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to find my own style.
Go create, son. I will. I toss him. I toss him a crown.
Oh, a golden crown, a silver.
I toss him a silver crown. We'll call these. The silvers are known as thrones, silver thrones.
Oh, nice. Yes. You throw him down one of the silver thrones, and he's like, "Oh, sir,
Buy yourself a nice set of spray cans. No,
yeah. Remember, a tag should be unique. So
your name.
and he's like, yes, maybe I should I be a little more hook? Should I
Played
get
by,
really old school, like bubble letters? Should I really like what a
played by a young Basquiat.
Basquiat? Yes, yeah, is a young boy, kind of dreaded hair. His name is Arthur, and
Leveled up. I've inspired and become a mentor. You're now my sidekick.
right, yeah.
Um,
The Losi like, fine. If you would like a young boy that can sketch instead of the spirits of your ancestors who cast magic, then all right.
he might be you though. Yeah, and after I throw in the silver throne, I keep up with the arts. Use this to go by, only I know how you artists are, and you like your booze. So,
And he says, "Well, I guess, artist to artist, sir."
artist to artist.
He kind of rolls it. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't roll it because he's not going to go to bed. He's just going to stay up, and continue sketching away. Yeah.
And I will, I'll play myself off.
All right.
Play myself upstairs.
Down up the stairs, soft tunes to go with the night, keeping everybody, keeping everybody nice and tucked in, audibly nice and tucked in. All right, let me write down Arthur. Okay. And the night, of course, passes without incident, and morning comes. The Amonlosi are up. They flutter about in the room. You see, Soondiata, remember your promise to that lion-like creature.
Mm-hmm.
It is morning, and we should appease it, so we may travel unhindered from its claws and jagged teeth.
I concur. I think that your wisdom once again precedes you. I shake the cobwebs out of my head this morning as I dream of the warm summer days in our home of Shaka Zulu.
Mm-hmm.
Kata Shaka. No, that sounds hella dope. You hella right in what we should do. Let us make our way to the butcher.
Correct.
There might be a butcher in town, and
yeah,
make our way to the butcher. Let's get some good meat. Let's get some butchered meat and a tall stick.
all right. So you're gonna trundle downstairs. By now, there are a few people within, and the smells of a sumptuous breakfast is accompanying you down in this main hall, and you. Toblin, of course, says, "Hello, Ten Shadows. Do you require some breakfast today?"
Tobin, you have a genius working here. And was it a dream?
I don't know.
Yeah, Tobin, the youth that I saw, I'm inspired by all sorts of different things, from the delicious ale that you brew here on site, craft, the art that I can tell that you put into. It must be a family recipe. From what I hear from Town Master Harbin Wester, your family's been here brewing that before he even got here so many years ago with his long-lived life.
Family secrets.
And and you also, young Arthur, who I met last night, was quite the talented artist, and I believe that the arts are what make a town into a city. And this could be the cultural clutch that you have. perhaps if you invest a little bit more into his art, you could hang up some of it in your halls here and draw an eye or two from passing people. Then I would certainly have stopped to have seen one of his more grander scale pieces, but neither here nor there. Please, with the
Give me roll a persuasion on him.
persuasion of 14 plus 5 and
Nice.
19.
Oh my goodness. And he says, "Well, I never thought about that. I thought the boy would be doodling away, but to hang some of his art up within the inn. Oh, interesting. I'm going to look into that. I'm letting the boy sleep in, but
Of course.
when he comes on to his shift, I'll let him know."
Every good artist needs a patron. Go to Marcus Flores, patron.com. And
that doesn't exist yet.
and I give Tobin a silver throne also. And I say, this is a boy. Consider me the first patron of the boy's art. And I look forward to seeing some of it up here. So let there be no hindrance to canvas or oils or brushes.
Yeah, he gives it. He takes the coin and he actually puts it in a this little like a lock box by the bar and says, "Well, then that's for him. He's going to be quite surprised when he comes in today. He's already won up. He's already making money."
The Soondiata scholarship.
Scholarship. Sounds interesting. Sounds like some modern thing.
From a very, very advanced, culturally ahead of you people. So that's what we do. We support the arts and the knowledge.
Yes. Yeah.
Everyone's all mage this, wizards this.
This sounds like a very water deep thing. I'm just a simple Triborian. Eastern Triborian boy.
Tobin, don't put yourself down here. I've had here. I've had worse in the best halls of Waterdeep.
Nah.
This here.
As the Avanlosi are like, yes, one of these days we will have to go to Waterdeep.
Let us not keep you any further. We'll have.
Oh, you're not keeping me. Just getting about some of the regulars and a few of the new travelers. You see, like a few folks that have probably come in on a, caravan or traveling through, and everybody's kind of just they're just enjoying meals, hustling about. Some are coming and going. So he said, you're not keeping me. I can take care of this crowd. It's only breakfast time.
I'll have some, if you have any more of that spiced boar and cheese, I'll have some of that to go with your ale, your morning ale. Wink, wink.
He says, yes. I'll get that. I'll get that right out for you. And by now he's kind of taken everything that's left over from the night before and kind of, cold pressed it, and so it's more like a head cheese platter. So slices that up with some cheese and pickled vegetables. Brings that out for you.
Just one.
And interesting breakfast. I'll have to think about putting this upon the menu. I was just saving that for me for lunchtime, but yes, I can see how people would enjoy this.
Is this going to turn into me opening a bed and breakfast?
You may be. You hang out in town long enough in Phandalin. We could go in together. We could start up a scholarship for the youth, make a bed and breakfast. I mean,
we could be a college town.
We could be a college town. Forget all those bardic colleges in Neverwinter. I want to start a college town here in Phandalin. My goodness.
I want a small college town experience like
that. It's nice. It's a community college.
A mining town, they say.
Perfectly fine ones, as we get accredited. You know what? Never mind. We'll discuss this later.
We'll take this back up when I return.
Yeah. I'll table that and we'll get back. All right. No, I'll be right there. And he goes over to talk to some more people or serve some more folks.
I finish my boar, look around, do a just a complimentary, a little free song,
Ooh.
as a thank you to the kindness of Master Stonehill.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of take up the little low stage and get in the little chair that's there and get a song going.
Gotta loosen up. I got a 14 in my performance.
Sweet. It's a beautiful morning song. Rains out. Describe the song that is. It's like everybody's having breakfast. Give me that little piece that's in the air as everyone's enjoying.
Warming my voice up with that 14.
Yeah.
I play the elvish version of Bilius Witherfork. Lovely day.
Oh, Bilius Witherfork. Such a beautiful dulcet tones.
A lovely day.
Right. But it's
lovely day. Lovely day.
And it's got such a beautiful melody to it, and God, yeah, Bilius Witherfork, we love him, and everybody's kind of just nodding and happy. Like a few people kind of turn their seat, and they're clapping along, and you actually with that, some come up and offer coin. They kind of drop a few copper here and there.
I accept it only out of. I mean, of course, I accept it. But I tell them.
Right.
I accept this only out of the bardic tradition, the busker's tradition. It would be rude of me to say no. I don't play for the money. I play for the love.
Yes,
but I accept your money.
They do it all for the love. And you got yourself, you drop down about, or they drop down about like 8 copper, and then there's 1 silver throne. It's put down, and the person who put down the silver throne is come on, there she is. Oh, is a traveler. She's a woman, very tall, and you'd see that she has this she kind of keeps this mohawk that's
why is there so much sun on you? Are we in the same city?
It's that time in the afternoon where it's blasting into the condos here.
I'm getting the you know it was like when you were
before. It was just clear blue sky, but now it is against so affordable condominiums here in San Francisco that so many people are living in, and so she has her hair. It's almost like almost bird-like. It's not spiky. It kind of feathers forward, and it's
bird-like, or her hair is.
Her hair is bird-like, and she's got this kind of painted, this almost like green pomade, which makes her hair look almost leafy, like folded forward. And she looks like she's a caravan. May have been a caravan guard. You could tell it's come from with this group, and drops down the silver. She looks well armed, chocolate skin, very muscular, her accent is
You're really trying to get me to settle down some roots here. And
I'm filling your world, my
I
friend.
met her at a bed and breakfast. We decided to buy it from the
Yes,
local.
her name is Bonita, I believe, Applebottom. She, she, so she's yeah, and her accent, and in fact, her dress and a tattoo, you could she comes from well, Chult. This is and even like the designs of her weapons. And she speaks to you. She says, good morning, Bard. Um, I love Bilious with a fork, and she says maybe a little to trade that beautiful song, a little rumor I heard on the road for you, Bard. Give me a D6 roll, please. She says, no doubtedly you have heard of the dragon.
The number 1.
Mm. And she says, I assume because of the dragon, there's been rumor that orcs have come down from those mountains. The caravan master called them, the caravan leader called them the Sword Mountains. And they have been preying on the lowlands. Sounds like a Neverwinter's been contacted. But if they don't send help soon, these orcs will overrun Phandalin. I am going to see if I can speak with the town master to give aid, ply my wares here, patrol maybe, and but if not, well, they're going to come raiding through and destroy everything these people have probably worked hard to what looks to be rebuild.
I plan to build a bed and breakfast here. That can't happen.
Oh, a bed and breakfast. So she says bed and breakfast. Is that going to be something different than this inn?
It's going to be this inn repainted.
Repainted. Okay. Well, yes.
I'm looking for positive Yelp reviews. And
well, if you keep singing here, at least 4 stars. would stay again.
Traveler, can I get your name, please?
Sure.
Mine is Soondiata.
Soondiata. Hers is Sadon. Sadon. Sadon.
My name's Sadon. Mine's Soondiata. We have a problem. Oh yeah, a lot of. You and your sweet chocolate self, and me and my tall-eared. Okay.
Roots settling down, and yeah, in fact, that's even I'm sure the Amon Lozi said, we will have to one day return to the Mansa, Soondiata.
There's no time limit on that.
But there's no time limit, and either settling down here or coming back with this beautiful bride.
What better story to tell?
This strong woman.
Than a story of love and family. Sadon, I appreciate your information regards. When you go to Master Wester, please tell him Soondiata has heard your tale and would be interested after running the errand, which I have promised him already to do this morning, to be ready to rally what we can in defense of this quaint yet warm town that has won me over in but a night.
Sure. And she says, of course. And she says, you have a very fine day, elf.
That sounded odd. Really, you really stressed the F in that. That's RF. That's hella dope. I go upstairs, gather my belongings, my javelins, head to the butcher.
Butcher.
And from the butcher, I will acquire, like what kind of meats do they have at the butcher?
I think it's a pretty good variety. I think in this area is a lot of pork and mutton, sheep. There's an old male mountain dwarf. He's got this long curled auburn hair, this gold skin that he's kind of chopping up. He's got, unlike most dwarves, his features more like sharp. But he, even though he looks very old, you could tell by the wrinkles in his face. He's got this big athletic, big build, big barrel chested man. Thali Mudbelt is his name, and yeah, it's what can I do you for, Elf?
Thali Mudbelt, it says on the sign.
Yeah, you see Thales with this big cleaver. The very dark humor where it's just got like, it's those old, those old signs where for some reason it's like a pig in a chef's hat cooking a pig. It's like the pig has the butcher thing and all these other little animals underneath. And it's happy.
I say, hey, Thali, this is some great looking meat here. Let me tell you a story. Now, yesterday when I was hanging out with the master, I went out and I helped Adabra for sure. Adabra, and in the Manticore.
He's looking around for where's that dinging come from, or he's like, "I'll be right there. Hold on a second." Ding! Come on, Thali. You could use like half a pound of ground. Yeah.
Take a number. I will. I regale him with the story of Adabra and the man.
You're the one. I'd heard about that. The town was speaking of that.
And what I shall do. Whoa, where am
I? Yes, he's getting more meats out.
Yeah, I gather the meats and
he's got that big open air, market. I mean, it's cold and crisp enough, but you come from a place with like a smoked and dried meats, and which are delicious and last forever.
Yeah, I hold my nose and I don't show my disgust.
Yes, at this.
I've gotten used to that. This far north, I've gotten used to not showing my utter disgust at their eating habits. And what I shall do. Oh yeah, no, I buy. I buy as much meat as I am tall.
And he said, "Oh, do you want what kind of cuts? Do you want the prime cuts, traveler? Do you need stew meat? What meats are you looking for?"
I want the chunkier rumps.
All right.
And
so it's more like the little stew cube meats. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like not insultingly small, but like
he kind of flops forth some for you on this big piece of parchment. And he's got his little weights and scale there. How much do you need, Elf? You've got about 2 pounds here.
I'm going to run over to Barathon's provisions and pick up a wheelbarrow.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say you've gotten that done. You've kind of come across with this wheelbarrow, and he says, "I got 2 pounds here." And then he looks over his old butcher block, his good huge butcher block, and he looks over. He's like, "Wait, do you want enough for there?"
Yeah, I'm gonna need enough for that. And I show him one of the king's gold crowns.
Yes. And he sees the gold, and he says, "A gold's worth then."
Oh yeah, my life is definitely worth a fucking gold's worth of me.
Oh, he slaps down the stew. He was like, "It's gonna be a hell of a stew, elf." And he drops it down. He's like, now you're gonna want to cook these for a long time and break it down. It's good meat, but it's tough, so you gotta cook it down.
I show him for the first time in orange, and I explain citrus acid cooking to him. Putting it up there, I just spend a little time like, so this is crazy. Imagine a firebolt of flavor. Imagine a chromatic orb of taste buds scintillating in a cascade of Flavor Town.
Flavor Town, you said. Where is it? Is that God? East? Where's Flavor Town?
My God, Fieri.
They give you just a straight charisma roll with that.
Pure charisma is a 12, turns to a 15.
Hey, he is impressed. There's a look in his eyes of like, oh, that does sound sumptuous. And he's piling more on, getting the weight in, dropping more into your wagon. And so yeah, it's just for him it's just a 1 gold. Because it is kind of tough stew meat, so
lots of meat.
Yeah, so just you hand him the 1 gold. I didn't realize elves could eat so much. It's a hell of a stew.
If you only knew. If you only knew.
Wheeling away.
The Ahmed Lozi are grabbing one end of that wheelbarrow.
Yeah, just tiny little butterfly that are not doing anything. The rest flutter around as the old dwarf, Thali, the old dwarf's like, all right. You want to take these with you?
I'm used to the flies. These are another thing.
Take these with you. Nothing sweet here.
Yeah, and I thank him. I play another song off, whistling a song about the the butcher and the baker kind of song.
And he bids you adieu as you've filled his head with cooking techniques.
I head out of town, and as
you wheelbarrow hike it out there.
Just hike it out hardcore.
Nice.
I do stop by wherever I left Adabra last night and see if Adabra wants me to get anything from the windmill to bring back.
No, she gave you a healing potion already. So no, she'd been staying at a friend's and wishes you good luck. She says, "I hope to see you again. Thank you."
You left your favorite, hat. I left my favorite hats behind.
No, I'm all right. Thank you.
Yeah. So then we will head out to the road that leads to the windmill.
All right. Give me we're doing a montage, but give me a constitution check as you're wheeling a wheelbarrow on what is probably like a good hour hike through through light woods and a kind of a wagon trail, but still, Yamanlozi floating around near you, being like, "Now,
Uh,
Soondiata, are you sure you do not want us to pick that up?"
no,
And they're
no.
trying; they're just floating down, little butterfly leg feet, just trying to help pull up a. Maybe a few of them are like collectively together lifting up like one cube.
Exactly. Like, you guys are doing great. You're killing it.
This will help. This will help you.
You know, every little bit. Everyone pitches in what they can.
That's right. It
Um,
takes a village, Sundiata.
I rolled a 12 flat.
Ah, okay. So in the montage traveling there, give me a nice description of your midday break, because you have to like stop. Your arms are burning. You know, it is a wheelbarrow going not through a very paved road. It's a wagon trail, so it's a lot of oh, sun beating down. Woof. So give me the rest of the montage on your way up to here.
Yeah, my strength
Umbridge Hill.
is only 8. So yeah, this
Oh,
is
they've tried. The Amandlozi have tried to help, but it bless their hearts. If they were back in their back amongst the living in their elven or human form, they would have helped as much as they could.
I start working smarter instead of harder, and I utilize a mage hand,
Ah.
and the mage hand will help pull while I push.
Nice.
In fact, you know what? While I eat a little bit of boar and apple that I had taken with me
Tucked away.
for lunch, I will actually take the 10 minutes to cast Unseen Servant as a ritual.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And the Unseen Servant will, if not carry the wheelbarrow, push the wheelbarrow himself,
Mm-hmm.
but at least carry some meats.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're gonna offload as much as we can and make the trip a lot
Okay.
lighter and
Sweet.
we're gonna whistle while we work also.
Yeah. Yeah. So unseen servant is there assisting, and you're kind of whistling away. So you kind of see the wheelbarrow like pulled up a bit as it moves through the light copse of woods, and you come around that bend of the woods, and you see the familiar sight of Umbridge Hill. And the unfortunately even more familiar sight of a very hungry, very huge, and now somewhat more healed Ashkurz the Terrible, his giant Leonid body laying kind of in the sun amongst the ruins that are like just off to the side of the windmill. Uh, Wings are kind of down, flapped, and he's. Does he spot you? No, he does. He's not even spotting you. He's just kind of cleaning himself, basking.
I push the wheelbarrow off to the side of the road
Okay.
into the brush, but enough that I can make a path through the brush towards the edge of the clearing leading towards the windmill,
Mm-hmm.
and I attempt to stealthily with my mage hand and unseen servant and the help of the Ahmed Lozi set up one of my javelins
Uh-huh.
and stick it as so it is You go find like a tree stump or a rock or something. I stick it in the one end in the tree stump, and so like it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like as tall as me.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I go and I sneak the meats with my unseen servant and my mage hand, and we start shish kebabbing
as much as you can. Uh-huh.
all the meats onto it until it is stacked as high as I am,
Mm-hmm.
or as near as high as I am. And if
Okay.
it's not as high as I am, I stoop down. So I'm, if not, I cast disguise self, so I'm as high as the meat. But it's
No.
only if I'm as high as the meat. If the meat isn't
Okay.
as tall as
Okay. So you you get all that um, set up, and um, uh, yeah, yeah, you still have unseen servant going because that's a full hour, and I said it's like a half hour. So basically, you got a half hour more of the unseen servant. You get your mage hand. You got everything you need, and you kind of pile that all up there, and it's just as tall as you, and so your shish kebab is all set. Now what do you do?
well. I use minor illusion,
Mm,
just the voice, and I project my voice over there.
okay.
Say, Ash Course, the terrible, the fearsome, the manticore who has driven the white lizard beast away, the terror of Umbridge Hill, the fear of Fandolin, and the most hungry
The
of
most hungry. He is the most
the
hungry.
most hungry there is. I have come to make good on my promise and return with a mound of meat as tall as I am,
Nice.
and our words shall be true to each other, and our vows and oaths kept.
Mm. It starts to like wake up from the basking in the sun. He hears all of this, and he's actually roll me a that's performance. Roll performance.
13 plus 5, 18.
18. Hell yeah. It hears its name and then all the regalia you give him, and it says there. Well, took you long enough. Been waiting here. He half flies over, and he comes around the trees. He sees this tall Shistabab thing. Yes, that is as tall as you. Yeah, even a little taller. All right, Elf. We're good.
Aha, but hold on 1 second. I'm not done yet. Back up. And as I have him back up, for a second, I reach into my sack with some more of my incenses, and I do a little minor illusion, like pa 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 pa. And I was like, the half of the meal is the show, and I do a little show, and then I have
It's
the
like when you're hungry at Benihana and you're like, I would just put it in the bowl.
uh,
I love it, but I just put it in the bowl.
but then I have the Ahmed Lozi use Firebolt to
Oh, do they know
to
Firebolt?
they know Firebolt
Oh my god.
as a cantrip.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Awesome.
And I have him use Firebolt to sear the meats.
Ooh, that's cool.
The bed and breakfast is really becoming a.
Yeah, it's going to become a thing. Awesome. All right. Yeah, so they're cranking away with the firebolt and all of that. So I'd say roll me show and all that. Yeah, it's still performance. Yeah, I think it's still.
Cooking is performance.
Yes, I was going to say survivability, but in this sense, it is more the show.
Nat 20 again. This is my new favorite boy. Oh shit, there's two of them. Which one?
Yeah, the bed and breakfast
okay, right now
is visions of the bed and breakfast in your mind. The Amanlozi, they're little, they're fluttering about. Little sparks of flame are coming from their little butterfly legs.
little dinner music.
The eyes of Ashput the Terrible. You see fire dancing in his eyes. Never before have I seen such magnificence. May I? Can I? I must have it. I must eat this now.
Now you understand true joy. See how you are salivating for your meats now.
It's just globs of saliva like dripping out from his mouth.
So we're good on our word, our vows are met, and our oaths are kept.
He's not even looking at you. He's like, yes. We're good. We're good. Hot.
Oh, there's a stick in there. There's a javelin in there. Oh!
And he's just busy tearing this up, scratching at the wood stump or the tree stump it's at to get more juice that's been dripping down from the shish kebab. He's super excited. And you know that are you leave the wheelbarrow, or you can take the wheelbarrow?
I'm gonna take the wheelbarrow to the windmill, and I leave it inside Adabra's house, and I'll tell Rathin that
you kind of like park it just a bit outside the house and drop it because she's locked that bad boy up. Yeah. So you gotta pop it there by the windmill. You see it slowly turning. And now give me another dragon location roll on the D20 and let's see where we get it. If it's 19 again, I swear. Oh my God, did you roll 19 again? Oh God.
It's 19 again.
Holy Jesus. Well, once again, Soondiata, your ancestors, the Amanlozi, are like, oh, by the gods, Soondiata, I don't know who we have offended, but and the bellow comes, and luckily once again the manticore is sitting there eating away, and hears this as well, and they both almost like do a call, call and response. There's just this roar of the beast, and the sky darkens. Everything, it was crisp before, but everything has gotten so much colder. And then the huge roar from Ashkor is the Terrible, that lion roar that smashes against your chest when you're in the big cat house, and and then it pierces through the clouds. This massive dragon. It's the single horn jutting from the back of its head, this big beaked mouth with cut in these jagged rows of teeth. Oh man, I guess it's time to roll initiative. What does this thing get? Okay. Good God. Good gravy. I'm amazed that you rolled 19 again.
Yeah.
This damn dragon.
It seems right after getting that 20. I was like, hey, that went great. And I was like, oh, no, that seems right. Not a one. Not a one. That's not going to be it.
Good, yeah.
I got a 14.
Okay. And it gets a 6. And Ashcore's gets a 14. All right.
My dex is a +3 Ash Coors.
So you both got 14, correct? Okay. And Ashcore's just had a +2 on his. Okay. So you go first. You see this scene happen. The Amanlozi spin about. You see the eldritch energy starting to collect around you to, of course, try to do something to help. But what do you do? Ashkur's is maybe what, like 40 feet away, because you kind of set that up by the base of the hill. So you are high up on the hill, but the dragon's eyes, of course, catch the manticore as it roars in fury. What do you do? Too bad Adabra's place is locked.
I flip the wheelbarrow over and I get underneath it.
Clunk! You're gonna drop down in that bad boy. I will be giving you full cover for dropping down. You know the the blood of the stew meat slops on you as you hunker down like a turtle underneath that thing. You're just there. The Amanlozi dive in under there with you. Yeah,
everybody get under here.
This is a precarious situation.
Bloody blutterflies. I then, with that being my move action, yeah, and then I just cast minor illusion and just like put like hay, like make it look like there's hay around the like it's a upturned wheelbarrow and that there's just like a bunch of random hay.
Yeah, like it's an old upturned wheelbarrow with, it's been grown over and there's a bunch of hay and stuff. Okay, sweet.
And I cower, and I cower.
I mean,
bonus action cower.
Yeah. My bonus action is I'll be cowering. And where are you? Ashkuaz. Yes. Okay. So you do that. Ashkuaz gets its go and it takes off. You hear it roar because you are underneath this thing, so you can't see anything. You hear this huge roar by the beast, and then the clashing of the two. So you just hear this huge fight going on above you, and this slamming. You hear like the thud of a muscle against muscle, and scraping against one another. The dragon, okay. Ashcore's has that. Okay, sweet. And then you hear a roar, not from Ashcore's. You hear this hideous, like, as Ashcore must have dealt some deadly blow to it. And it is your turn again. What do you do? So all you do is like an old radio play. You just hear this like.
I slightly lift the wheelbarrow and let a couple of the Amadlozi out to like get a sight. Like don't
Okay.
Look like magical butterflies right now. Just
yeah, no, they're just butterflies, like and they say, Soondiata, they are in another They seem to be in mortal combat.
Mortal Kombat!
But they say that the magical Ashkur seems to be getting the best of this creature.
Dope. How high up do they seem to be?
It's much higher than the windmills. So let's see. I said the windmill was like 30, so they're probably like 50 feet up.
If they're 50 feet up, I will
50 feet up.
then poke my head out a little bit and get one of my smaller harmonicas out.
Uh-huh.
And I play a little bardic inspiration for the Manticore.
Okay. Play a little bardic inspiration for Ashkur's.
Yeah.
What's a bardic inspiration do for him again?
He'll get a plus. He'll get an inspiration die of 1d6 that he can use to add to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay.
And it can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Okay. So, since I'm kind of playing myself, well, that's nice. It's a 14. We got that. Okay. That is a 19, which is definitely going to hit that effing dragon as it does the claw, the claw, claw bite. Woof, woof. 2 19s. This thing is claw bite this dragon.
Boy.
Thankfully, and I know not surrender, but I know all right, I've had enough of this BS condition of the dragon. And you see Ashkur's filled with inspiration. He roars. You can see his pride beaming from him as he knows he's getting some good licks in. And yeah, the claw goes striking against the dragon's chest. Double claws. It opens up the chest, and then this bite against what is an arm that was coming down to retaliate, bites against it, and you see that the dragon can shove him off. In fact, a few of Ashkur's terrible looking jagged teeth go flying and drop into the grass near you, and it turns tail and takes into the clouds, and Ashkur's filled with pride and meat goes diving after it. Again, dog fighting off into the distance they go, and after a while, the chaos settles down and they are gone.
I think that was dope.
The Amanlos, they float around. Soondiata.
When I tell the story to the Mansa, I will not be underneath the wheelbarrow.
Correct. We will leave out that part. You're there. There's just like caked stew meat blood on you. And the wheelbarrow clunk dropped over.
I thank the ancestors and I thank the gods, and
yeah. It's a heck of an afternoon. It's only like 11.
I go and gather the if the javelin hasn't been destroyed by the manticore from the shish kebab, I grab the javelin.
I mean, it got pulled from the and the stump is ruined and chewed on and cat scratched, and like the scent of Ashkur's the Terrible has been like mixed with the cooked meat and rubbed against it all around. You can see like traces of like splashes of blood on the hillside from the fight that happened above you. Maybe even a few of Ashkur's teeth you spot.
Yeah. So I then I used a thin blade cut off a piece of my cloak if I don't have a pouch or whatever. And
I'd say, I mean, I'll definitely say, of course, you have like pouches and stuff like that.
so one pouch I filled up with blood-soaked soil.
Okay.
And with another pouch, I nimbly use my knife, or I'm not gonna have that. I'm a lowsy touch it. But I gather as many manticore teeth as I can
Okay.
find.
Yeah, you kind of collect into this bag some of the remnants of the fight. Um, Zip that up. It's like, yeah, a little like uh this kind of buckskin or hide bag. Okay. And you know that a bit further south from here, but not too far from here, is the location that Arn Wester gave you for where the dwarven excavation is, unless you want to get back to town and have a nice
No,
drink.
no, we're going to try to do a round trip and hit up the dwarven mine. We will have a second lunch. Like, we're going to get away from the windmill and just get a breather, take out a bit of wine.
Yeah, get to pop open the Boda bag or Bodhi bag and be like, just sit. Yeah, I can't believe you rolled 19 again. But it's so good that not only 19, but it's another time where the Manticore was close by.
It's good spirits, so
Because that would have been just terrifying. All right, so you leave from there, and it's a little montage of you like taking a break after a while, hiking to clear ground, a little patch of wood and sun kind of on a felled tree. Drink a little wine, and then after a while, moving south, the forest starts giving away to low brush and then to rocky ground, and you can see the hills open up, and in these hills kind of carve this route of a canyon, and you come closer and closer to the place kind of indicated on a map where the excavation site is, and you see now instead of the rocky walls of the canyon, actually carved walls of what would be like a stone gate, and it is open, and inside there is maybe about 5 or 6 what look to be old buildings, dwarven design, but just ruins. Just most are just like 2 to maybe 3 walls and rocks everywhere. And going further into the little canyon valley, you come onto the site. I'll read some box text for you, because we love a good thing of box text. Where are you, box text? Okay, there you go. Sorry. And actually, you know what? Well, why don't we use this time for a quick bio break, and then I'll get that for you.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, we'll be right back. Boom! All right, we have returned. So I'll read this little bit of box text for you. So you go past the 20-foot high wall. It's like of this black stone that has a broken gate carved into it. So past that, past the ruins, and beyond that little open gate is the shadow of the Great Mountain, or the Great Mountain that goes east, and amongst this ruined settlement, you see carved into
I just want to note that the shadow. You said that it was about noon.
yeah.
When we come, and
Actually, no, it wouldn't have been noon. And besides which, being deep into the canyon, it's much darker.
There's so many shadows.
Yeah.
What the sun's direction is this a bi-solar system?
Yeah, are we on Tatooine? So there you are in front of that.
And the Blackstone Gate is like notably different than the surrounding rock. Like
correct. Yeah, it's been. I mean, it's carved to the shape of wall and gate and painted black.
Oh, okay. It's painted black. It's not not a foreign. It's not like a keystone.
Right. Yeah. They didn't grab it and then put it into right.
Okay.
And
that's just me geeking out on architecture and just being like, so where did they source this? I'm fascinated.
Let's have a side quest where I find where they got this stone.
I mean, if this is old for dwarfs, I mean, let's.
Carved into the side of this mountain, it looks to be the doors of a temple. These temple doors are opened up and they look spiked into place, and there are mounds of neatly organized rock about that you can surmise from the details that there's archaeological dig, that this is just the refuse of what they've been pulling out. And as a matter of fact, you hear two voices, one kind of gruff, one a little maybe sounds a little younger, and speaking dwarf, coming from a wall near the stone steps, like they're kind of tucked away. You hear the crackling of a fire.
What noticeably about the way? What makes me think that this is an archaeological dig, besides what I've heard, as opposed to a treasure dive? Normal mining.
Technically isn't all. Well, not much.
Like they're scholarly, like there's like books laying about, or
no, not that you can see. This just does look like a dig site, but there's right now you can't see say like a table with map and chart and all of that.
That sounds cool. I like it. I approach the gate and keep an ear out. Are there
yeah, you just hear those two voices.
Are they speaking common?
I said dwarven.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what? No. Actually, I don't know what I speak.
We know common.
Yeah,
and Elven.
I know common and I know elf.
And you've got primordial.
Oh, that's right, primordial.
Primordial.
It's gunstest. I'm gonna go movie. I'm gonna not min max my every action. Can you draw me a map real quick?
Yes, you can. I believe in old school D&D where there was a mapper.
I've got graph paper right here.
Yeah.
And your facilitation between 5 feet and 10 feet, counting per square, is extremely dubious. The inconsistencies have my cone spells not working to their maximum efficacy.
How could I possibly affect everyone?
Does a cone start from the corner or from the center? Yeah, no, I'm gonna go old school Axel Foley, like.
Oh, okay. Here. Hello.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, now if I recognize that it's dwarfish and like
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, like I'm kind of like, I'm looking for you guys. Like I'm not like everyone's a threat and I have my dagger out.
All right.
Yeah.
So you step up and hail hello.
Yeah, I hail a hello and and Master Wester has given me like a town call, like a town, like like
you've got the little parchment that's signed by him and
fever in the Founder.
Okay.
And so I wish him hello in the local colloquial way, and good morrows, good sunlight and good underlight to your ears, sirs, and I try to take as much Elvish out of my accent
as you can. Yeah, you lead we know there's coding. You code a little bit. You get your human in. Okay. So you greet them hello, and one of them says here's it in common. It says hello, and he comes out and he's a young looking dwarf, big spiky red hair. As a matter of fact, even his beard is just as spiky as his hair, so it kind of looks like a red dandelion. He's has clothes on, more of a worker, more of a miner. He kind of hello, how are you? What can we do for you, traveler? And the other one that's next to him is just looks much older, balding dwarf with this like kinky, frizzy black hair, and much more kind of like tattoos around him, a little burlier, and he's kind of sitting there with a cup. You smell it; it's like a cup of coffee, and he's drinking it. And he kind of looks at you, and the other one says, "Hello, I'm Daslin. This is Norbis, and you are traveler."
First, do not freak out the fact that I'm covered in blood.
Oh yeah, look at you. What happened to you? Did the orcs get you? We've been spotting them from the distance. They've been trying to sniff around the area here.
When they say that, I actually start limping a little.
Come on, sit down here. Sit down. He dust off a rock. He dusts off a rock. He says, "Yeah, come on, sit down here. Oh, look at the wee little butterflies around you. You must be enchanted or something."
Don't swat them. Don't swat them.
Oh no, yeah, all right. Yeah, they seem to be with you. They flutter about, and then they kind of alight on a few little areas, their little butterfly wings doing this.
No.
They don't have that yet, but they're soon that they
will. We'll give you our secrets. We have it now. We just don't tell you.
Yeah. We just won't tell you. The other one is just kind of busy drinking. He looks a little lost in thought.
Your friend Norvis and you, I bid a fair hello from Fandolin, and thank you for welcoming me. I come with troubling sights, and barely escaped with my life from an incident earlier in the woods over at Umbridge Hill. Thankfully, Lady Adabra was able to make it back to Phandalin safely due to my
Aye.
ability to distract the devastating Manticore.
Aye. And he kind of gets this big old banged tinned up pot, pours this jet black coffee for you, and he says, "Oh, Manticore, oh, is that what got you, boy? Oh, are you okay? Yeah, there's blood everywhere."
Ah, yes. Most of the blood is from when the Manticore attacked the dragon.
Oh, we've been hearing tales of a dragon in the area, but
And
we haven't seen. Have we, Norbus? And Norbus is like, no. He says, "Hey, no dragon, but I keep hearing it, and I keep hearing that knocking."
I sitting on the rock,
Mhm.
break out my pen
Mhm.
and let me tell you a story. And then I start playing a little beat on the rock, and I tell a
Mhm.
story about the dragon and the Manticore
The
and
fight.
Dabra, and
Mhm.
the epic fight, and how I fooled them with the javelin of meat as a treat, and I made it here. And then like I do like a little minor illusion for a like energy signature spell,
Oh, okay.
and then I
Nice.
cast it and like and make my knee like sparkle like fireworks, and then I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, thank you. Now that I was in a safe position, I was able to heal myself with just
Nice.
a little bit of bardic magic. Your audience, you're listening to my story, was able to give me enough spark to use my
Oh,
magics.
yeah. Give me a performance at that.
Done and done. 18 plus
It's a
45, 23.
They are they're captured. In fact, you see the older one, Norbus. He was the kind of that lost in thought and spoke about constantly hearing something. Turns to you, and he is focused, and you see joy on his face. It's that look. Um, they say that for what is it, tendinitis, that ringing in your ear. I always screw it up between tendinitis and tinnitus, dummy. That sometimes to counteract it requires actually sound and noise instead of silence, and you could see that look on his like his hand kind of comes away from his ear, and he's like, oh, oh, thank you, laddie. Oh my, I, I'm sorry, I didn't quite listen to your tale, but I just the sounds of it is a relief. Oof. And Dazzlin says, "Oh, look at it. And Norvis has got the smile on his face. It's usually like such a grumpy ghost, and even more grumpier since we've started digging in there and said that we've located something. But oh, that's amazing! Yeah, twice a manticore has saved your life.
Guess what?
Also, twice a dragon has almost eaten you.
And
Huh?
guess what? I'm an elf.
I mean, I saw that.
Oh, I thought I was expanding your world.
Oh yeah, I mean, oh yeah, look at that. I mean, not all of us in our entire race
Are you
hate
sure?
hate
Are you sure?
elves, and that's such a strange way of writing, like an entire.
We live so long, and there's no time for forgiveness. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I sometimes forget what we're even fighting about.
No, well,
What
that's
are
why
we fighting? I don't know.
literally
Never,
why you
never
carry the
mind.
book. You carry the
Never
book
mind.
around.
Yes, I do.
Yes. Do you have water or something that can help me get some of this blood off of me?
Oh, of course. And
And
Yeah,
And I
he's got these big like you know, those almost the like milk, you know, those tin milk jugs. He pops the lid off of that, and he hands you a ladle, and he says it's not the freshest, but I mean, if you're just using it to bathe yourself.
little milk bladder.
Mhm.
MC Amon, people call me Milk.
Milk is. So what
MC
do you do?
Amon, low Z's. I clean myself off. I say this. I appreciate your kindness.
Yeah, he gets a towel or a rag out for you, and it's putting even more dust on you because it's just this dusty, dusty handkerchief.
Um, now that I have won their trust, I say yes. I've been sent up from Phandalin to warn you actually about this dragon. I've just regaled you the story
Mm.
by Master Wester, and I hand them the letter from Master Wester.
Well, we, you know, we would go, but here's the thing. There's not only are we at this site, and there's got to be. We are so close to discovering something. There's got to be something in there that's good. But we feel, especially Norbis, he feels a little compelled to stay at the site. He said that there's something almost making him stay. But you seem brave enough. You've seen a dragon twice, and you're a friend of a manticore. Maybe if you wouldn't mind exploring in there and seeing if you can clear a few space. There was this strange-looking jelly that that burst out of the walls and attacked some of our party members, and the dig team left, but we stayed. But if you could clear that, I mean, if you find anything in there, some sort of treasures, uh, it's yours. We've already discovered one secret door, so we know there's probably more in there. And then if you could, I don't know, do something to help my friend out. He says there's this knocking coming from in there, and it grows louder when he tries to step away. So we've been just staying here, just at the doorway. Um, we don't have much money, but whatever treasures you find in there, and he yeah, fishes around, and he produces. This belongs to Norbis and I, and Norbis also pulls out, I guess, also his stone. He says, yeah, the lad can have that if he can help me. And there's these two stones, and they've got it's obvious dwarven design. And it's these two stones. There's a bearded face on each one that looks to be like the face is carved to look like it's whispering something on each one. And then as the face is whispering something, it's also carved to show like the rather big, almost dwarven like ear on one side of the stone.
One, two, three, four, five.
Mm-hmm.
Word. That sounds
And
sounds like quite a predicament, and I understand the feeling that you dwarves have towards your compulsions.
yeah.
I've a few of those compulsions myself, and I can quite understand them. If you stay here, I will have no problem investigating. Curiosity has gotten the better of me many of a time in my life.
Yes. And the Amon Lucy, a few of them float down and they kind of land on Norbis's semi-bald head. And they look at the stones and they say, ooh, Soondiata, those are dwarven sending stones used to communicate with an individual over a great distance.
The doors themselves,
These
the
stones that they were offering as a reward if you can help them.
Okay.
They're often used Soondiata to speak a message into one, and your message is carried to the next, to the person who holds a second stone.
Is it whatever? I don't need to know the mechanics of it right now. That sounds more than an ample gift, and that there's truly no distance that these sending stones don't have. Then my Mansa would be very, very impressive. It would make my reporting a lot easier if I could just have one of these just back home. And so yeah, today, are we listening? These things are one way. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna assume someone is on the other.
Yeah, if you go today and Norbus has the one in his hand, he's like, "Aye, today."
That's wild. That is hella dope, and that is magic I would love to study. Yeah, let's partake in a little bit of curiosity, and I proceed in to the chamber with the Amedlozi.
Okay, so it is about 3 stone steps comes to this big landing. Before the entrance, you see these 2 stone statues of dwarves and carved like they are hooded, and the only things that are exposed is kind of their mouths and nose. And you see this big wide grin on each of their faces. Their hands their hands outstretched like they're wanting like they're wanting something. Their other hand carved on a coin purse at their side.
I whisper under my breath about how horribly greedy they are, and that their gods are shameful in my free eyes.
Yes, and your free eyes, and they, in fact, are carved. They wear a belt with this dwarven runic symbol upon it. The Amanlozi look down and this is familiar to us. It seems to be this is a temple, Soondiata.
Do y'all recognize this room? I didn't take comprehend languages because I think it's a cheat as a game.
Yes, it also is just a, a symbol, but they say, I believe it is. This is some temple of the evil dwarven god of greed, Abathor.
They're all evil, but I appreciate.
Yeah. See, the dwarves aren't racist. You're the one that's very racist.
When you're half, you cling on to whatever they give you to make you accepted within.
Yeah, yeah, that's how we all feel, I guess.
The rune belt. And to be clear, the belts on their the coin belts on their statue aren't real coins.
No, it is a statue that is carved with a carved belt.
And it's carved into the living rock. It's not brought in. Also, okay.
Yep. Yeah, it is a lot of the stone. Yeah, it does match the surface.
And what was the name of the god?
Abathor.
Abathor, not Abador. Well, I'll write down Abador for now. I take note
Mm-hmm.
of the Ahmed Lozi's knowledge and wisdom. And in fact, I'm going to have the Ahmed Lozi do a religion check. Right
Okay,
now.
okay.
15 plus 4, 19.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, what do you know about this dude?
So the god, evil dwarven god of greed, Abathor, is more that his spirit was corrupted. He was looking to serve the basically what is the all father of the gods, and his brother, which I can't quite remember the name, was chosen to guard certain things over him. So it's a very Loki like story, and he turned away, and instead of serving his people, decided to reap the rewards of this world and keep it all for himself.
I take note of that through song.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring out a piece of paper and my quill, and
Mm-hmm.
I draw a sketch of the statue and of the and a separate close-up individual piece of the runic belt.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sweet.
And then I proceed inside.
Okay. So going into this hall, you can see that the stone slab doors are open, and they've been spiked into place. About maybe about 30 more feet ahead is another set of doors spiked into place. And Daslin had said that he already discovered one secret door, and so in the hall on the left, on your left hand side, is already another what looks to be a false wall open and spiked open, and he said there wasn't much in there, rubble. It looked like an avalanche came and or an earthquake had destroyed most of the chunks of this place. They're just kind of digging away through. So he did mention, if there's one secret door, well, you know that there are more around. No
I
lights, because they're dwarves. They don't need light. But I believe also you don't need light.
Nothing in this game does.
Yes, nothing needs to be brought to light except for a cleric's beautiful spells.
One human in every party.
Mhm.
I I go up to the door that has been jarred open, and
Mhm.
I inspect it for any mechanical details, latches, symbols, signs that
Mm.
might be repeated, like what the hinges might look like. So if I were to spot some that were closed, that were made of a similar design, I might have a better keen
Okay.
to.
Yeah, on this wall, uh, this false wall, sorry, is a is uh, a, a relief of another one of those hooded dwarves. Its hands are each hand is at its side, facing forward, giving that kind of ha ha as look to itself. And as it's smiling, you can see that it has one tooth missing in the form of a slot inside there that is just about the size of a coin. And as a matter of fact, as you see, to the wall directly behind you would be, if you were facing this way, the right hand side wall is another one of those reliefs with a dwarf doing the same thing. Ha ha!
Noticing the key coin slots, I go inside as much as I can to the rubble-filled room and of look at the back of the door and see if there's any indication of how the key mechanism might work from that end.
From that end. It is the false wall is a pretty good sized slab, and it also has a neighboring or not neighboring on the opposite side of the wall. It also has a very loud. It also has a relief of a dwarf matching the same description with the big missing tooth and its big broad smile. So you can surmise that putting coin will allow access to it, and the wall slab is pretty thick stone. So if there are coins in this wall, yeah, kind of bust through this thing.
So I can't vending machine this thing.
I don't know. You haven't tried.
No, but I don't see looking at the hinge. Like I don't see like there's a coin slot like that. Like the coin doesn't seem to leave the door.
Oh, right. Yes. No. It does not. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, you see the hinges now that, like, if you're on the inside, you can see, like, from the outside, it just looks like a false wall. Inside, you can see the hinges, and even those, like, the clasps and hinges are stone or granite carved.
All right, I can dig it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Can I tell what size coin slots? Do I recognize the slottage of the
the coin? Yeah. Give me, well, that's your guesstimate. So give you an intelligence check.
7.
7. No. It's it's like looking at a 50-cent piece and a quarter. There's some difference, but it's just so slight.
No, even worse, it's finding the Canadian quarter and being
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that a toonie?
Myself? Should I report me for having this in my pocket?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's something. I exit, go across the hall, go into my pocket of coin, and see if there's anything that is close enough that I could put in.
Yeah. Both a gold or a silver. Maybe the throne and the crown is just a little larger. I should say a gold crown, just a little larger than a silver throne, but it they both would fit in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna jam the I'm gonna shave the face off of the coin, make it real smooth. And jam it in there, see if I get 2 hours.
Yeah.
I drop in a silver and jump back.
Okay. Yeah. It pops in, and you hear this clunking against stone, and then of course it gets much quieter. But then the wall itself kind of and slides open. And with there, you see a hall that goes in about 25 feet, then starts to turn to the left.
Using my light vision, I have the Ahmed Lozi get behind me, and I stealth my way in with a 13.
Okay. You stealth your way in up to that turn, and you see it goes about 50 feet. The ceilings are about 10 feet tall. It's about 5 foot wide here, and cold because you're going deep into the mountain. And as it goes 50 feet, then you see it turn again to the left. So it's kind of arcing inward.
It's going cold as I go into the mountain.
And I would say as you hear, give me a perception.
Man, let me give you an accurate low.
Oh, okay.
Why isn't this just on one piece of paper where I know everything is? Oh yeah, it's a 4.
Ah, okay. It is. Yeah, it's cold. It's very dry. It's still very, very dusty.
I take no note of anything odd, and I continue to stealthily move in, thinking that I'm being sneak,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep an eye out for any illumination or further sounds. Yeah.
Okay. You start to excuse me, move in, and the Amanlozi flutter behind you. They're whispering, "Be careful, be cautious, Soondiata. This place can be filled with traps." And it turns to a hall that is goes in straight 40 feet, but in the middle on the left-hand side, you see an impression of another bas relief of a dwarf. And at the farthest end, yeah, your dark vision can see that. At the farthest end is another bas relief, but the dwarf is not with hands at its side. It is a relief of actually no, it's not even a relief. It'd be a door. Okay, so it's a stone carving. Half of its body is come out of the door, and it has a hand out, like it is reaching again for something. But instead of a hand on a coin purse, it has a hand on a carved stone dagger in a sheath. It's doing this, and that's the one at the far end. The other relief is on the side left wall.
And that's like the one that I.
Yeah, that appears more like the ones you've been seeing.
I'm going to drop a silver slot into the door that's near me.
Okay. It again, not, this one actually goes down into the floor and reveals a very short hallway, about 10 feet across, that ends in a blank wall.
I go in and step inside.
This is becoming quite an expensive journey, Soondiata. Hopefully, we will come upon treasure very soon.
Very gauche.
I mean, we do not need money to live in this world, but it sounds like you do. Again,
I hope that the dwarfs don't hear.
How are you going to get into the movies? On your looks?
You'd be surprised.
How are you going to buy a car with your looks? So is the parental reply. How you gonna buy a movie ticket with your looks?
Fat cats, bigger fish. The coup. Listen to it. I got my
Mhm.
hustle on. R.I.P. Pam. Yeah, that doesn't seem safe. I how much pressure can Mage Hand push?
10 pounds. Or it can carry up to 10 pounds, so I assume it'll be push, you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Mage. I cast Mage Hand and I send it in there and I just like have it smacking around.
Smacking around the walls. Okay. You hear the thud, eldritch energy kind of sparks off the wall a bit. Nothing. You do like floor, ceiling, and all the. Oh, okay, so yeah, it does that, and then it pushes that wall that's at the end of this 10-foot short hall, and that pushes inward, and then slides open, and your dark vision can see that there is a looks to be a center room because you can see a pillar, and you can even see a bit of the faded sunlight coming from the left. So this must be the room that if you would have walked straight into the temple, you would have walked into this one.
Cool. I feel that. I turn around. I go back. I head down the hall towards the greedy dagger dwarf.
Yes.
And this looks like Abathur. Also, it looks like the same.
It looks like one of the other carved statue, just like a hooded, robed, almost cultist-like dwarf.
I'm going to ask the Ahmed Lozi to do another religion check and see if they have any insight to the rituals or traditions of these people. Catholics have to kneel. If there's anything that they do, like the difference between this and this, but they're both like from God.
Got it.
I'm not.
All right, give me a roll.
I'm for everyone's God. By the way,
give me a roll.
I've literally seen them all, so negotiated with them all. 14 plus 4. The Ahmed Lozi get an 18 total.
Nice. So they kind of flutter about it, and they say, Soondiata, we can sense that this doesn't seem to it seems more like tribute. If they say, if you look at the carving and the hand and the sleeves of its outreached arm, you can see that there's a slot, as if the hand goes down, like the end of a scale.
Like the scale of Ma'at used by Anubis for the 32 negative confessions to cross to the other side.
Yes. This one seems to be, I mean, as we know, more monetary.
Let's get out a shiny gold coin.
Okay.
One of our shiny gold coins. And my knowledge of the dwarfs and their not racist love of gold. Everyone loves gold. Like everyone loves fried chicken. Let's not be stupid. I don't have any diamonds on me, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, and I'll place a shiny gold crown.
Yes. In the paw.
In the palm.
All right. And it fit as it plucks down. It fits perfectly. and you actually even see the hand clasp around the coin. It goes down tick, 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 into the sleeve of the arm, and the hand goes in. And you hear it click, and the door. You see the dust come off the door like, poof, and you can tell that it's unlocked. It doesn't swing open. It just kind of moves forward and down as if it is unlocked. But you do hear a slight like knocking. And give me a will save.
Say what? Oh, say what?
Is that a good roll face or a?
That is not a good roll face.
Oh, okay.
Passive, saving throws. Are they called will saves anymore?
Oh, sorry, wisdom. I'm so sorry.
It's not you. I mean, I was staring at it, trying
I'm playing another game as well. Too many games. Yeah, it's a wisdom. It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save is
running too many games.
That's a 4.
Oh, okay. Well,
4.
Also bad for a will save. And you hear this knocking as if it's coming from the stone walls all around, like something is knocking against the walls, not like carving, but with that knock of somebody at a door. But it's not only coming from the walls, but it sounds like it's coming inside your mind now. And yeah.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah, no. I asked Ahmed Lozi, "Do you hear that?" Like,
and they flutter about and say, "Yeah, we are sorry, Soondiata. We do not hear anything. Have you been ensorcelled? Has something happened to you?"
Look at my eyes. Tell me. You look at me.
And they,
how are my pupils? What do my pupils look like?
They say that it seems you are under some sort of spell, but we do not know what it is.
Well, that's not. I do have advantage against being charmed, and magic can't put me to sleep because I'm half elf.
Yep. So give me another roll with that and take that.
That is a 16 instead. 15.
Okay. You do hear the knocking coming from the walls, but you do not hear it in your mind.
Remember your blood. Remember your father.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's the open last. The Am and Lozi are like, remember your blood, Soondiata. Baba, remember your blood.
Yeah, this doesn't seem cool, but I'm hella curious. So let's figure out if we can figure out how to open this door, pulling down the arm lever or whatnot. We do that. And
okay. Okay. You kind of open it up. And it comes into a room that's like half collapsed. You know, it would be probably like a 20 by 20 foot room that looked to have held these little stone chests, but in one quarter, I'd say probably like 40, maybe 50% of the room is rubble, crumbled down in here, and you actually see the skeletal legs and the kind of ruined red leather armor of what may be a dwarf or formerly a dwarf crushed under there. But there are a few chests that are cracked open, and you see the glint of gems in there.
How many of these chests are in this room?
There are. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. There are that are exposed. You could tell more probably may be underneath all those rocks. Are two stone coffers that have been toppled over and popped open with a big variety of gemstones. But now you hear that the knocking grows a bit louder in here.
I do another perception check to see if I can discern where up, down from the pile the knocking is coming.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that is a 16 plus 2, 18 total.
Okay, 18 total. It is coming directly in front of you, and there is this behind this stone shelf. It's like the shelf is built into the wall or carved into the wall, but it's coming from behind that.
And where is that shelf in relation to the rubble pile?
It's directly in front of you. The rubble pile is off to the side. The body is near you. Or not body, the skeletal remains near you.
How long does it take before you're a carcass?
Right.
It's
a carcass, Marcus.
That's a carcass, Marcus.
Oh my goodness.
I ghost in. I cast standing at the door.
Uh-huh.
I cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
The first thing I do with Mage Hand is I grab the dead dwarf's boot and kind of shake it.
Get a little shaky shake. The foot comes off. It breaks off. This kind of decayed skeletal ankle turns to dust, but it pulls off one of those a red leather boot. But nothing happens. Although you do there is a bit more it's becoming a bit more rapid.
I grab the boot,
mm-hmm.
and I carry it over to the coffer with a mage hand, and then I have the mage hand throw the boot down on the coffer that's closest to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. It flops down onto that. Scatters more of these smaller gems that sprinkle across the ground.
I use the mage hand to pick up some of those scattered gems.
Okay. Yeah, you pick those up, but when you do that, a ghostly figure comes out of the wall space, and it says "mine" and leaps for you. So now it's time for initiative.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
That's a 6.
Okay. It gets more.
Believable.
And it gets more, and it reaches for you, like clutching for your neck. It's this like a ghastly, decayed-looking dwarf. Its robes are withered, just rags basically, and it reaches for you with 12. What is your AC, Soondiata? I could look it up. I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, that's
Your character sheet says you have a 14 armor class. Ooh, somebody's cool motorcycle. Yeah, it reaches for you, but misses. Its arms clambering as you're getting back. Its body phases through a bit of the stone wall. Mine. The mage hand, like the claw machine in a at a state fair, has the coins following near you. So now it's your go. What do you do?
First and foremost, the Ahmad Lozi cast Firebolt
Okay.
in yeah, like out of an instinctive protection for me. They get a +4 to hit, and they rolled a 2, so a total of 6.
They cast their firebolt, their little wings fluttering around to form a an ancient rune, and this fire comes out, and the ghost, like Slimer from Ghostbusters, goes into the wall, and then it starts to like reach out again from an opposite wall. Mine. But it's your go. So the Amun Lozi go, and you go.
I vinced. I cast Featherfall.
Featherfall.
I throw the gems at it with the mage hand. I use the mage hand to throw the gems at it, coming out of the new wall.
Sweet. Sure. Yeah. Nice. Go.
13 plus for using my default dex.
Yeah.
3, 16.
So you whip it forth. The hand goes flicking these gems, and it goes out of its phantom hand. The gems go scattering, of course, through this being that seems to want to catch him. It stops and it's and they fade through him and scatter into the room. And as the gems kind of scatter into the room, it spins around to collect it, but it starts to like become more and more transparent and fade back into the wall. It is gone, but there is a familiar knocking coming from the wall.
Okay. Okay. That's a thing.
Yep, that was the thing for it.
And is there any other egress from this room?
Not that you can see. This looks like a storage room, or maybe even. Actually, give me a intelligence check for that.
Good call. 19 plus 3, 21, 22.
Yeah, this is more like look like a single, very secure, or at least the way it's built, looking like vault room. You don't see any other way out, and part of it is just consumed by a cave-in.
My name is Soondiata, 10 Shadows. This is my family and ancestors, the Ahmad Lozi. This which you claim is yours, I claim as mine, but I claim in the name of a game. If you are brave enough
And it
to
stops.
take me on, then
Mhm.
if I win, I'll give you all of the treasure and coin that I have on me and leave it here and tell no one that I found this room and keep you and your treasures forever. But should I win the game, I can leave with one of these coffers and allow you to keep the rest to count for the rest of your eternal days.
Mm. All right, give me persuasion.
17 plus
Nice.
5 is a 22.
Wonderful. Yes, the knocking kind of stops. And then you don't see it, but you hear the voice says, speak your game.
We are gonna play Devil's Hoof, the dice game we made up in the last game.
Nice. And yes, I will play your game.
I pull out my coin purse from the side of my pouch, and I open it up, and as I do, I cast Minor Illusion
Okay.
at the same time. So like it's just like piling higher and higher in my hand, and I kind of shake it so it continues to make the like clink 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 sound.
Oh,
all right, and then put it in my like make it disappear in my pocket. All right, I showed you mine.
Mm-hmm.
And let's play.
All right. So the phantasm and says, "You first." How did describe the game to me, because I didn't know. I don't know it.
We just made up a name. We didn't actually come up with
Oh, nice.
the mechanic.
Oh, you guys didn't play it at that time. Okay, so then you are in a gambling game with this thing, and it is some sort of a dice rolling game. So I will assume it's going to be somewhat like a skill check, which will be like 3 different skills roll. You want to get like the best out of the 3, and it will involve Arcana, Deception, and sleight of hand.
Nice. I start off with a little bit of Devil's Hoof Arcana, where you actually you start rolling the dice, and the Arcana aspect is that they actually start clopping the dice.
Okay.
Stop going from.
Yeah, you kind of get that little like 1 4 24.
Exactly. I get my Arcana clop on.
Okay.
7 plus 4 is an 11.
11. Just made it. I'm a a test. We're gonna kind of bump up a little bit. So the first is because the easy one will go like 5, 10, and 15 will be the big one. We're just trying to get the best out of these. So so the first one you pass.
Next we'll go
some sort of like wizardy, wizard apprentices love playing Devil's Hoof.
It's one of the first games you learn with your cantrips.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do sleight of hand and then go into deception.
Okay. So it will go the 5, 10, and of course 15. So now target number is gonna be 10 on this one. We got 1, so we're doing our best 2 out of 3s.
Sleight of hand, I die, sneak in a third die, and take out the other.
Right.
Boom. Sleight of hand is a 13 plus 4.
Nice. So it and just give me the last description of the last skill that you used as the phantasm is watching you do all of this.
And asked with the deception,
Mm-hmm.
um, as I roll, um, my great great grandmother Ahmed Lozi flutters her wings in just such a way to make my die turn.
Flip it over. Yeah, you can see for like you don't. I don't know how you would see, but the butterfly winks.
The true butterfly effect happens
Yes, this is the true butterfly effect.
in the bubble.
Gambling.
18 plus
Nice.
5,
Yeah,
23.
yeah. All right. So after what is probably like a few minutes, maybe even a half an hour of back and forth of this game, this kind of invisible, almost telekinetic force trying to do its dice, you have won out a game of Devil's Hoof against this phantasm. It says, "Well played." Well played, spellcasters. You will keep what was once mine, but I fear the further you go into our temple, you will be a spirit like me. And then the knocking stops and it fades away into the darkness of the temple.
That's dope. I will gather what seems to be, if there is a coffer that seems larger than the other, I'll go to the larger of the coffers.
Yeah, and I mean, and much like everything here, it is a carved stone coffer, so it is a good, heavy-sized little trunk or chest, and we have what looks to be oh no, that's the other way around. Okay, 10 10 assortment of gems, each 15, looks to be 15 gold a piece, or worth 15 gold a piece, 15 gold crowns a piece.
Assortment of gems. I leave 1 gem behind. I only take 9.
All right. If you leave 1 gem behind in the coffer for whatever this greedy phantasm is, give yourself an inspiration. Inspiration. And yeah, that's good. Okay, sweet. So I will say we will call it there. We are just about at our time. So here you are within this temple of Abathor. You've just played a little magical 1-4-24 left, center, right with the with some phantasm, and yeah, and we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up here when we meet next time. So thanks everybody who will be watching this and joining us for this. I hope we kept you fun and entertained. And if you did like it, please click below and also subscribe to the Midway channel. We roll deep, part of the Midway Tabletop Network. I'm your old pal, Uncle Cuss. You've seen my mug around probably if you've been clicking on a few of these videos, and I thank you very, very much for joining us here. And these tabletop videos, I will try very, very hard to get them all out. Every Saturday will be a brand new video popping out for you, maybe quite a few more, actually. So, Rob, say goodbye. Plug away anything we got plugging.
Bye, everybody. This is Rob, aka Boba Fresh. Check out We Roll Deep on Facebook and on Instagram. You can check out my Geek Out page on Facebook also. And I'm gonna try to not throw a single punch this entire game. Let's see how far I can get.
That's right. It's supposed to take you up to 6 levels. Could even go further, but it's no single punch within 6 levels. It's gonna be interesting. I like this bet with the ghost. All right.
Bed and breakfast.
And opening up a bed and breakfast. That's right. Tune in and watch us open a bed and breakfast in Fandolin. All right. Happy glorious New Year, and we will see you very, very soon. Thank you for joining us.
Where the evil is fictional.
Yes.